So we do a lot of the recruitment through an internal process. We're looking for both internal and external candidates. Where possible, we'd love to give our internal candidates an opportunity to actually step into something that they would maybe have never done before. In terms of the skill sets we're looking for, you're talking about somebody who listens really well, communicates really well, and can work broadly within the organisation. So someone who isn't just going to want to specialise, but have a curiosity about different parts of the business and wanting to understand what they do.
Really, number one for me is communication skills and how candidates present. So much of what we do is around dealing with people, communicating ideas, communicating results, and trying to search for answers to questions. If you don't have those sort of skills, then you're going to really struggle in a finance role. You know, it's not about technical ability. You have to have that. You know, that's basically a card to get in the door. But past that, if you don't have those communication and interpersonal skills, then it's going to be a real struggle.
We often talk about the interview questions that we're going to use. Over the years, I suppose I've developed a few favourites. I always like to ask people quite directly what they think their major weakness is, and often people anticipate that question. They have a beautiful answer about a weakness that often turns into being a strength in some way, and even that answer tells you a lot about the person. So I do like that kind of a question. I always try and ask open questions. You know, how did you respond to a situation when? Have you ever had a situation when this happened, and what did you do? That kind of, just leaving the whole space open so there's no reference point for them to know what the right answer is in our mind. And of course there isn't a right answer. And then I suppose the other question I like, or the thing I like to do, is actually just have silence. Because some of the biggest disclosures have come where I've sat there and just said nothing, or I've asked a question, there's a pause, and instead of saying something else, I've just let it hang. And it's quite amazing how often people just want to fill the space, and you get the most insightful comments when they're just desperate to fill the space with some kind of noise.
I think most importantly is don't try to play a character, don't try and guess the type of person you think the company's looking for. Most important is to be yourself, to be natural, to get to the point of having an interview like that. You've been through, no doubt, a process to get to that point. So at that stage, you've got through to the shortlist, you're well regarded, so it really is important then at that stage just to be yourself, express yourself, and don't be afraid to talk about what you've been through, what you've done, the kind of experience you've had, and then try to relate that to how you think you can contribute to the company.
It's actually being really honest about your skill sets, so things that you can do and you haven't been able to sort of have experience in. And the honesty piece is such a big part of what then you're going to permeate within the organisation. So, you know, skills you can learn. The honesty piece is in your DNA. You can't really not be that sort of person. So I think if you're really honest about what you can't do, it'll come out, and that's great because it means that we're thinking, hey, you know, we'll actually help this person get that experience within this company because we can do that.